We are calling to order the meeting of the library trustees. It is 7:30, February 25th. We have a quorum. Has everyone had a chance to read the minutes?
Yes.
Any changes? Comments? Questions? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to accept the minutes from January 9th.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. All right, financial report.
So on the first page is what you see every week, a summary of what we've spent versus what we have earned so far this year.
Back on the minutes, it's actually not January 9th, it's the 20,
Oh, yeah.
20, whatever it was, the 28th. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, wait.
Oh, that's wrong.
Okay, all right, I see. Gotcha.
So what's the end of the fiscal year? It's
End of the fiscal year is
End of
June,
End of June.
June 30th. So we're on track of where we expect to be in terms of our expenditure on our operational and personnel appropriations. Everything's ticking along. We've received more donations into the building fund since the last trustee meeting, and we're up to $4,657.83 that we've increased that by so far this year. Haven't spent any of our library incentive grant disbursement. Moan historical books we've expended, and I haven't gotten a donation from him this year. I tried to reach out to him in advance of his usual donation, just to send him a letter thanking him for, all of the donations, and just, offering to go to Boston and meet him and get together with him sometime. But he never responded and hasn't replied, and usually we get our check from him in December, and it hasn't come. And I've emailed him as well as sending him a letter. I don't know, he may be done.
Or is he
Did you
an
see
older man or younger man or?
He's not old. He's
Maybe
60s.
What's his first name? Maybe he's not alive.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
It's not David, is it?
No, it's not David.
Richard.
Yes, Richard E. Moan.
And he lives in Boston.
Richard Esdale Moan. Mm-hmm. And he and his son are both involved in the law practice there. They have a big law practice, and that's where they send the money from every year. But I don't know.
Calling the business? Does that make? Try to reach him through the business?
That'll be. I'll give him time to respond via email first, because I don't want to be that pushy guy.
Yeah.
Like, hey, where's our money? The two we got donations. The grant we got from Unibank, it counts for donations. That's why we've expended $2,997, because we spent that immediately on the ebooks, because that's what they gave it to us for. No other real surprises. Any questions on expenses by line items or account statuses?
That's encouraging that 4,000 and change came into the donations.
And, well, it came through the PayPal thing, Dawn's.
Oh.
Okay.
Some of it.
Some of it did, and it was, the stuff that came through, the Friends flyer and other things was $1,450
Okay, good.
this month.
Maybe we'll get to this later, but do they seem to be smaller donations or like a few?
There
big
was
ones?
one $1,000 donation.
Okay, nice.
That's awesome.
Good.
Quite a few $50 ones too.
Yeah, some
Okay.
hundreds,
Mhm.
200s, yeah.
I'm not discounting the $50 donations, because if everyone in Douglas donated $50, we'd be there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my other question that I wanted the board to consider in terms of finances and accounts is I want to start keeping some kind of graphic up on the website, and I want to include it in the newsletters every time we send it out. I put it outside, just like really pound home, we're fundraising. And we've got this much, and we want to be here.
Thermometer.
So like a thermometer or a graph or something like that.
Well, books as a thermometer is another way of doing it.
Oh,
They did it
yeah.
in Charleston that way.
That would be awesome
Or an
too on the
elevator.
inside. I want it to be outside too. We don't have an
Yeah, just
elevator to
push
do
it
that
up.
with yet. Yeah.
Do you, I have a new tool at work that's like, does all these great graphics with like no effort, well, I shouldn't say no effort, but if you need help with making that.
Sure.
Not for a poster, but for if you're sending it in a newsletter.
Like online graphics and things.
Mm-hmm.
So the things we need to talk about, which we haven't really talked about, is what is our goal? Whenever we were meeting with the building and facilities, the library building subcommittee, they were estimating, the project probably would be around $500,000. Is that right? And
Round
so
numbers.
I was thinking that a good fundraising goal would be 400,000. Because if we raise 400,000, if we raise that much capital, Matt has been very positive in indicating that the town can chip in, amounts from various, avenues and accounts and things without having to go to a debt exclusion article. And, I think that 4 for 1 is by an excellent ratio to go to the town to ask for money. And I just don't want to start a planning process when we're don't have funding secure. I think by the time we've got $400,000, we could say funding is pretty secure.
A lot of the grants, though, that would be 50-50, we don't, if it was 500,000, we'd need 250, right? Do you think that's just too?
Counting on those grants is not going to behoove us, I don't think.
Okay.
The Massachusetts Office on Disability grant is incredibly competitive now. I think we've kind of missed our window for that. For the first few years, there weren't a whole lot of applicants. Now it's incredibly competitive. The Massachusetts Board of Library Commissioners is not planning another building or planning grant round anytime in the foreseeable future. Last year, part of their big legislative agenda push was, trying to get our senators to, support giving them more bonding so that they could steam through their projects faster. Because right now, I don't think they're projected to finish off the construction grants they awarded 5 years ago until 2035 or something like that. And they're not going to do any planning grant rounds until all those projects have either, been constructed or failed because they waited too long. So until we can, persuade the MBLC to stop funding massive vanity libraries in Boston suburban towns and actually give the money to libraries who need it,
And
we're
not
kind of
make you triple your space either.
not make you triple your space. So is 400,000 a good goal? Is everyone on board with that?
I just want to say, I think I'm impressed with, I mentioned it to you, your singing ability and stuff like that. That whole bit was fantastic publicity for the library too. But also I think the article that you wrote, both in your paper and the Blackstone Valley News, those things are really, really helpful for keeping people.
It was right on the cover of the,
Yeah, we were on the front stage or the front page of the Blackstone Valley Tribune 2 issues in a row.
Oh, 2 in a row.
One for the Unibank grant and one for the building and facilities thing. And I tried to write Barbara a more personalized one. I tried to make yours special.
But I think those really do help. I mean, towards the old people like Betty and me. That love the
Not
seniors.
everybody gets the pay.
Well, we're
Seniors,
reaching them
not
both
old
ways, right?
people.
We're reaching them with these papers and then the Facebook stuff. And
Yeah.
But they could be added to the library happenings too, because Uxbridge is always in there and Whitensville is always in there, and I can't find Douglas.
Is that in the Uxbridge Times, the New
No, it's in
Uxbridge
the
Times?
Tribune.
The Blackstone Valley
Every
Tribune?
week, there's half
Oh.
a page of Uxbridge activities and half a page of Whitensville activities, just whatever they're having, and the people who get the papers read it.
I send them everything I do. They
I
just
wonder
don't.
if it's a different.
Well, there must be a
editor.
different person to reach, because they're consistently the other towns are in
Do
there.
you write to Ruth there at the Blackstone?
She's been gone for several years.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I still write to her.
It's just
And
like a
they
generic-
put my stuff in.
I'm sure there's no problem
No,
getting
she's
it
been
in.
gone for a while.
Well, who's the editor now?
His name is Bear. I should know. But it's right, if you look, right in the masthead inside, it tells you how to send articles, where to send.
Yeah. I have 250 notes and that's in one of my notes here.
But along with the building project, the parking lot in general, being able to get that, you know, done as an inclusion to the building project. Like when I was at the library last, the event, whatever you guys were having, there was a few people that came and couldn't find parking and were leaving. You know, that's important to note. I gave someone my spot. Like I left early. Like I thought that was really cool that it was just so full.
Yeah, I always try to park in the grass now,
Yeah.
just to like free up more space in the lot because at least it fills up. It fills up every day.
But it's crazy. There's
And on
like,
Tuesday afternoons, especially whenever we're having like the music movement and story time, it's just there's people parked all over the place in creative patterns.
that's important to keep in mind. You know, more parking would be helpful.
It's a safety issue.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely is. But that's cool.
Are we good with 400,000?
So
Yeah.
I guess the question is, like, how long does it take us to get to 400,000? Like years?
As long as it takes.
Well,
This year, hopefully.
You had summarized about how
Really?
much you thought
Oh,
was
sorry,
there
I missed
already.
that last.
Yeah, well, that's the other part of my question is what's our starting point? Because we're obviously library interest-bearing building donations. This is what they are for. I'd also like to include regular building donations as part of this and stop using building donations for anything else. No maintenance, no light bulb
Yeah,
repairs.
that comes from the town.
Because for a long time we have used our own money to maintain and repair the building and
Agreed.
cognizant of the town and there are avenues we can go through with reserve fund transfers and the capital stuff. It just requires me being a little bit more proactive in figuring out what's about to break before it does so we can have this kind of planned out. But I think that we should transfer the onus of building maintenance back to the town.
Agreed.
So I would propose lumping that in with our, with the capital that we're reserving for this. I would also propose using the trust fund, that old $1,600 account I think it is that's around.
Second to last.
I would also propose,
Where's the trust fund?
Second to last. on the
second to
list.
last, 16,000.
Okay.
And that one earns interest too, so there's
No,
1,600. Sorry, it's too many numbers.
And what was the last one you said?
I would also propose two other things. Just taking $50,000 of what's in our regular donation account right now and saying this is for the renovation project and committing to not spending. Basically that would give us 3,117 liquid, and then the rest we're saying this is reserved for building fund. And if we use half of all of our incoming LIG and EG money and set it aside each year, that's a built-in, between $5,000 and $7,000. So like this year we took in, $5,879.70. We're going to get another dispersal of that same amount towards the end of the fiscal year. So why not take this one and say we're reserving that for, our building capital.
What are we reserving the rest of it for?
The
Whatever
other
we need it for.
12,000? What-
Emergency expenses.
What's
Well, no,
LIG?
because in the past you have been using it for books. And
Well, I used it for books heavily like 2 years.
yeah.
Before
yeah.
that, we've done like computers, just this and that and the other. But, putting half of that aside and just keeping half of that for those expenses, I think is more than sufficient.
So about half of this 17,000.
But the regular donation account, you wanna put that all in there?
No, 50,000 of it.
Almost
Well,
all
there's-
of it.
Well, that's.
So then you have
People have
3,000.
donated that not for building though. What about all the people that have done that in memory of family for books?
Well,
They didn't do it for building.
all the stuff that's been donated in memorial for
Yeah.
stuff, I've got track of that, and it doesn't exceed $3,000. I've already spent all of it except for I still have some money left over from what was donated in memory of Giancola. Everything else that's been donated to buy books with, I've bought books with. It's gone.
Yeah, but that's the newer stuff. What about the stuff from the 1950s?
That was gone a while ago.
Because I don't think everybody who donates to the building fund. Some of them donate for other things for the library.
Well, I mean, everything that gets into the donation is earmarked. You know, if they earmark it for something, I use it for that. You know, like the Unibank grant that came in, like all the
Right.
people who donated for Giancola. I'm still trying to sort out how to get my hands on Kobos with the money raised by the robotics club.
Oh, yeah.
That's turning out to be a pain because Rakuten, the company that does it, is Canadian. They're not.
Yes.
They're not in the United States, which means it might not be possible for me to get these, you know, with all like the tax exempt stuff.
Didn't they make some agreement with Walmart, or did that not happen?
You can buy them through Walmart, but Walmart won't create a corporate account for municipalities. Which blows my mind. But if we took all that money aside and said, you know, this is what we're putting aside. If you put all that together, then we have $75,287.23, which means that to make up for, you know, our fundraising at this point needs to be, you know, $324,712. So that would let us, you know, be like, you know, we're not here on our thermometer, we're here.
Right.
And we're trying to get up.
Right.
I think that's good too, because we've had other pushes to get people to donate to the building fund. So to let them know that money's still there.
Yes.
It's still there, it's waiting.
there, and we're like, if we just need you to give in your
We didn't spend it.
$50.
Yeah.
It's 50. So we could approach the banks and so forth with this at this point, or no? Like the
You
bigger-
approach anyone,
bigger-
everyone. You know, if
Okay.
you have any ideas for anyone who might be willing to give us money, then you know, go race to their door, knock on it, bring him a beer.
I have like half information, so maybe I shouldn't say it, but I will. I just found out about it a little bit more through the Historical Society in town, but people familiar with the Greater Worcester Foundation?
Yeah.
And I might not know like all the parameters of it, but just looking at the interest that gets accrued, it does really well.
Yeah, but you have to pay for that
You have
interest.
to, yeah, you have
I
to
mean,
put
you have to provide,
money in.
yeah, and then they'll charge you for it. Just like we get charged for using the PayPal account.
Right. So I don't know. Yeah. So
So it's just trying to get money from, like we did well, you weren't here last time, but we were trying to get more interest on the interest-bearing account for the building fund. And so the town agreed to put it in, if we voted on it, we did, agreed to put it into a Mass Municipal Depository Trust. And that raised the interest by 1.8% from 0.5%. So that was helpful. Now, the third thing is trying to figure out if they'll bend to my wishes of using the Bartholomew funds, which is more than what we get from the MMDT. But I don't know if you followed through on that, or you're sick of me yelling about it.
They just said, you know, it is where it is. That's where it's got to go. I think if you want to get any more than that, then you'll have to talk to Gene.
Yeah, well,
Or
the
Cheryl.
thing is, I mean, that would bring us more towards what the Greater Worcester Community Foundation provides in interest, and it's just not paying it, because the town, the town pays for that, the Bartholomew Fund, but that pays more interest. And I guess it's the stabilization fund that is in there, some cemetery things, and some grants, or not grants, scholarship money is also in there.
Scholarship money. Okay. I guess I'm just thinking of people will continue to donate, I'm sure, you know, the $50 and the $100 and all that. So it's just thinking big about the big donors and the banks and those people of the world.
Could make like a little preview. Just have
Like a
a
little
poor kid in a wheelchair trying to get up the library steps.
Oh, we had Pete Tatro do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
There was one. It was like that commercial that comes on with like the puppies, in
Yeah.
the arms of an angel.
It's possible. Really.
But I think just starting your thermometer or whatever you're gonna make with the 75,000, so that the people that the more well-off people in town that don't really believe yet that we need the money will see this visually, and that we've raised this amount. Will
It's an incentive to get that number
Right,
higher
right.
and higher.
right,
Right.
exactly.
It's a visual.
Right, and you're in the
Positive
great
visual.
spot for visuals.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
I think it helps too, you know, because it shows that we're doing something.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people, you know, see us, you know, and you know, the same stuff comes up every time the Friends mailer goes out. People are posting like, "Why is the library asking for money? Why is the
Yeah.
library doing this? What happened with this and that?" You know, like if we a concrete goal with concrete progress, I think will give people a better indication of, you know, how much tax money we're trying to save them by raising it privately.
Yeah, no, that's true.
So, Justin, do you want to get something printed that goes outside too?
I don't know exactly what to do yet. I wanted to get the
Yeah.
numbers first before.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, you know, like one of the signs just permanently make it, you know, fundraising progress. Some kind of graphic out
But
there
I
that we
think,
can go out and
you
fill
think
in.
it should have some kind of a, say, make our library accessible so people know.
Oh yeah, it would have to have a
Something-
description.
some catchy name for it.
Right.
Now, I don't know if they're still in town, but is Tom Devlin and Ann Hackett moved out?
Half and half. They haven't sold their house yet,
Yeah.
so like
Yeah.
they're here.
Yeah, he's still in the library a
Random
lot.
times.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Ann used to be the librarian before she was at the school at, in Charlton, and that's when they were doing the fundraising, and that's when this thermometer with books went up. So Ann would know all about that. You know, if you can get in touch with her, you know, how they did it.
And it could, I don't know if there's any regulation, but it could be just a banner that's more like sitting where the trees, the bushes are, so you're not taking up all your, half of your sign, and that, I don't know, it's a little more visible.
I just want it to be easy to add to because I expect the donations to come rolling in.
That's
I'm gonna have to
right.
go out there and
Well,
update
you
it
could
every day.
just, yeah, you could just, I mean, I would assume that like one of those big smelly markers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
even if you had duct tape in different colors,
Yeah,
then
yeah,
that would be your
That's
books.
all you need.
Like I did on the carpets that one time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We use like actual books.
Would we want it outside or inside? I mean, it's.
Well, we want it outside so that the people that aren't aware that we're trying to raise money for, so that the town doesn't have to pay for this.
You don't have much
Oh,
room.
yeah. Well, not everyone thinks like that. You got some angry people. I don't-
Well, Justin will take care of the inside by sending out emails and all that other
Take
stuff.
care of the angry people.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Then I force them to read. So are we good with these numbers?
Yes, do you need a motion?
I think so.
Okay, I move that we have set a fundraising goal for, this, whatever, the renovation that we're working on of $400,000. And that, we put into it, $75,287.23 from money that we've, gotten over the years to start.
Seconds.
Now, if we do happen to need extra money for something, would we be able to pull from the building donations? I know-
I would rather not pull from building donations. I would rather pull from library incentive municipal equalization grant.
So we do have a little extra, just in case.
Oh, well, there's still a lot extra in there
Alright.
because this just puts in the $5,879 of income that we've gotten this year, so that still leaves us $12,030 in there. That's not, doesn't have any, you know, a determined purpose. And, you know, we've $3,117 in donations. We've got the revolving account to help shore up the book budget if we need it. And the R.S. Douglas expendable. But, you know, I think that based on our spending over the last couple of years, you know, we did some big things with the parking lot, the carpet. Those were big expenses that we did that, you know, probably should have gone before capital improvement committee or something. They should have been funded by a different source. But whenever you take those out, I mean, we don't need a lot of extra on top of what we get in our operational allocation, especially since, you know, we started this 5-year thing where we asked, you know, for what we wanted instead of what the minimum we could get away with.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's shaping up this budget season, you know, it's looking like we'll get an appropriation that takes into account our circulation needs. So, I mean, that frees this up.
Alright, so you're comfortable.
So if there's something unforeseen, we'll be okay.
If there's something unforeseen, we've got $12,000.
Alright, cool. If you're comfortable, I'm comfortable.
And the mercy of the community.
Yeah. Alright.
Any other discussion? Vote, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Gotta start.
Fundraising committee now instead of
I was
Building
thinking the same
subcommittee.
thing, yeah. I'm like, wait, did I sign up for that?
you have retroactively been signed up for the re-envisioned.
Need more rich friends.
Director's report.
Yep.
Aren't we doing that right now? Oh, no, we're
Yeah,
not.
circulation's
Okay.
steady. January store count was almost 6,000. Had 30 programs, the attendance total of 320. And to address two things that were on the annual action plan, on February 6th, Deb attended a webinar on running a stuffed animal sleepover in the library, hosted by the Massachusetts Library System, and we're planning on doing the program on school vacation. We're going to have some high school volunteers. Kids can bring in a stuffed animal. We will do things with the stuffed animals and take pictures with them. They'll have a craft where they make like a little bed for them to sleep in at the library. They'll do some mischief and things, probably get into the copying machine, maybe like hack into the library's Facebook.
That's funny.
And
So it's
then,
April vacation week?
yep, April vacation week. And then the day that they come pick them up, we're going to have like a little mini zoo downstairs. And there's going to be a spider monkey and a baby goat.
Oh.
From the zoo?
Yeah.
No
From
way.
Southwick, or where are you?
Not from Southwigs. I don't know exactly where they're from. They had offered us earlier in the year to do like a big program for a lot of money, and we're like, no. And then they offered, you know, like we're trying to prototype a new like preschool oriented program, you know, just with these animals. It's like a snake and a goat and a spider monkey and some other random things that they'll bring out and the kids can, you know, learn about and play with and stuff and
Bring
poke
some
and
hedgehogs
torture.
over if you want them to.
You have hedgehogs?
They're not very fun to hold.
So Deb did that. She's doing another webinar soon. I'm sending Gail out to a circulation roundtable, and I'm doing a professional development with the Greater Worcester Community Foundation later this week on trying to engage your community through positive storytelling, which we need right now for fundraising. And another item that was on our things I'm supposed to be doing. Was the Sci-Fi Book Club. We had 6 attendees. First Saturday morning adult program. Everyone was really excited about it. We're going to do it again, trying to get more people. So if you want to read some sci-fi and join us, it was a good group. I realized, you know, in 7 years of working in libraries, I've never actually led a book discussion group. So it was my first, but it went good. We read good. Next week we'll read gooder. That's all I got for director's report.
All right, on to old business, building projects, building subcommittee, we did have ours. Nothing new.
Well, now
Except
you-
that we got changed to a fundraising.
Been rebranded.
Yes.
Does that mean that Bill and Mike have to help us fundraise too?
So we have
I
to
know we
like
should
dissolve
inform them.
this.
I know we should, I feel like we've been out of touch with them. I don't know if we should. It's gonna be a long discussion.
I'll try. I'll on their next agenda. I'll get on their agenda and say, you know, like, look, we have the draft scope we created. You've already seen that. We're making our priority fundraising now, so we can ensure funding for something instead of watching it fall through the roof again.
Yeah, Yeah, we should
Yeah,
follow
I
up
feel
with
good
them,
about
yeah.
our progress.
We'll be back when we have 400 grand.
Next week. All right, back to the hot water heater saga.
We gave up on Home Depot, contacted Socias and waiting for them to reply.
But you didn't talk to Osterman at all.
I thought I would go like one at a time, like give Socia the opportunity, and then, you know, if that's a no, move on to Osterman. Local first, and then paralocal.
Okay, other.
The staff would like permission to buy a can of Patriot Blue paint, the same color that's the trim in my office. Gail and, well, everybody, primarily Gail, really wants to paint the wall behind the circulation desk. That blue color is kind of an accent wall. Right now, all the other walls are like this creamish white, and that one's white. It's not a lot of space, just behind the circ desk, you know, get,
At half wall.
yeah, just a little accent wall there, make it blue, get a little Tom Brady picture put up there, and then use it as inroads to be like, hey, we're Patriots fans, you want to give us money?
Yeah.
So who's paying for this? Can the friends pay for it as opposed to coming out of your operating budget?
Yeah, if you want
or-
to.
Or the trusts or
Yeah,
whatever?
there's like $50 for a can of paint these
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
I can get, I can buy on account from Koopmans, and I can just give you the invoice instead of putting in a voucher.
Is someone painting it? Are you guys painting it or?
It'll just be the staff.
Okay.
It'll be
Gail is good at.
Gail likes, well,
Okay,
Gail
great.
hates painting, but
She does?
she does it
She's good
anyway.
at it.
I love to paint.
That'd be nice. All right, on to grants.
Capital
Capital
campaign,
campaign.
we've already kind of discussed. Other news, Dick Skinner made me aware of a reduce, reuse, and repair micro grant that's administered by the Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection that can fund up to $5,000 to create tool libraries. And I'm waiting for that grant to open and want to apply for it. It used that as seed money for, you know, the Library of Things, which we discussed a few years ago, but
Yeah.
So when they say
Didn't
tool
end up
libraries,
funding.
do they mean like
Tools.
like what you buy at Sears kind of tools? That's what they mean, right?
they don't have a whole lot of, you know, parameters for what you put in it. Just anything that, you know, might dissuade people from buying duplicate stuff and then something ending up in the trash. So, you know, and like I've already got, you know, Dick said that he would happily donate quite a bit of stuff if we got this off the ground.
Yeah.
So, you know, like garden tools, some libraries are doing like carpet vacs. Lots of libraries do like, you know, just things that you don't need very often, but
Yeah.
sometimes you do, like a voltimeter or an amper,
Metal
You know,
detector.
And ammo?
one of those guns that, you know, tells you where all of your thermal
Yeah,
energy
that's-
is
Yeah, all
escaping.
your stuff.
Barbara just said metal detector.
Metal detectors.
Yeah,
Oh,
and find all the
very
treasures in your lawn
Mhm.
out.
And then donate them to the library
Very
building.
cool. I love that idea. That's cool. So you don't know when the round is open?
And who is
I don't know
Dick
exactly.
Skinner?
He's on the
Probably
Board of
his
Health, I think? Yeah, Board of Health.
The name sounds familiar.
Yeah, I just don't know him, I don't think.
He was the guy sitting behind us at FinCom, with the hat and like the little white beard.
Oh.
That's me.
The other one,
Oh, that was
his beard's not quite that luscious and unkempt and out of control and glorious.
All right, on to friends.
In addition to the $1,450 that got put into the interest-bearing building fund, we've, today, so this is, and February isn't even over, and we sent out the flyers the end of January, very end of January. We've gotten in memberships, not, this is separate from the building donations, is $2,120, which is pretty good. That's like 2/3 of what we normally get. And I'd say there were about 50 donators to date. That includes both the building and membership, and I'd say half of them are new and half of them are repeats.
Can you forward me the email addresses of the new ones if you have them?
Sure.
They're on.
Yeah, no, I do sort of, some of them don't give me their email, so I'd have to give you their addresses.
Then I can find their email. I just want to make sure everyone gets on the newsletter emails.
Oh, okay, all right.
So even if you could just like give me the forms when you're done with them or something, I can
Do you
just pull the
find
information from there.
there's like an end date to the cycle, Ellie? Like, you know, you mail at the end of January, it takes like 3 months, and then it all peters
Well,
out.
we've gotten donations up to December 31st, and then I cut it off. And,
Okay.
you know, and then I can't deposit it until January 2nd, you know,
Yeah.
it's very strange, but the check is written, it's like the end of the year for the donor.
Yeah,
And,
right.
but the big push is right now, it's probably going to abate a bit, but,
Yeah.
it still sort of occurs throughout the summer. So Justin just, this week put up the sign saying renew, or reminding people to renew or join the Friends. So, you know, we hope everybody will get inspired by that. And
Yeah.
and then you're good at this, Dawn, you know, you can put reminders on Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah, I can do that. I know.
Turn off commenting right away.
I know. I don't know which one to do, you know, or I could do the,
Do the new one.
but I mean, there's like the building and then there's the membership for the Friends, right? Probably the membership for the Friends now.
Well, yeah,
so
but
it's
the way Justin had put it up on the sign was pretty good. So you said, but,
I don't remember.
well, yeah,
Look at
just
the sign.
Look at the
Look
sign.
at the sign.
And also put
Right.
in, put in the site name, because somebody had given and was doing a search on
mysfpl.org, right? It's like a weird. website.
Yeah, but if you put in SFPL, it turns up San Francisco Public Library.
Oh, we don't want that. They've got enough money.
So that's why it's important to put the
The
correct.
link, yeah, and the link right to the Friends PayPal thing is where we want to go, right?
Yeah, and on there, I mean, somebody just joined the Friends using that PayPal button. That's the only membership one that's happened,
Okay.
using the PayPal. But everybody else that's given through the PayPal has said it's for, you can say that it's for the building.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. But yeah, so the Friends, how much is the Friends membership? Do we call it a membership?
I don't know, have you renewed yours, Dawn?
No, I
You know, well,
haven't.
you better find that.
Depends on what kind of.
I don't remember.
You can give up to $1,000.
That's good to know. I can do it through PayPal. since
Yeah,
I
you
don't have
know
any
the
checks.
checks, right?
Last time I gave you cash.
Oh, I know, I have to order checks.
I know, I never use them.
Well, I just would remind everybody, nobody wants to hear it, but Walmart is the cheapest checks around. You don't have to get them through your bank.
Oh, I just ordered them. How do you order checks from Walmart? Or how do you get checks from Walmart?
You just go.
Yeah.
What do
You
you go
just-
to the checkout and you're like, can I have some
No,
checks?
you do a search on Walmart and say, for checking.
Oh, so you have to do it online?
Yeah, you do it online, and then it gives you a lot of different,
Couldn't you
you know.
probably pick it up at the store?
you do pick it up. No, I don't know, I don't remember whether they mailed it to me. I think they mailed them to me.
Interesting. I think
They
I just
changed the
ordered them.
Wi-Fi password.
Who did, Walmart?
No, like the municipal center Wi-Fi password has changed. I can't log in and get an IP address, or I would tell you how much the Friends membership tiers are.
Oh, it doesn't
Well,
matter. She
I
has it
think-
at home, she has not thrown out her flyer yet.
That's right. Actually, I have it with the Historical Society stuff because of that EBDM
It's
thing.
blue.
Yeah.
Well, if anyone wants to come sort books, we need sort
Oh, yeah, no, there was a friend, she's gone to visit her daughter right now, and so when she comes back, she said she'd like to do sorting, so.
Awesome.
I said, okay. Sounds good.
So the next book sale is not until May, right?
Right.
Annual meetings, end of April-ish.
Yeah, the last Saturday, I think was the way we usually
All right.
Any other old business? Alright, new business.
So the electrical systems, this is different from the capital campaign request, the capital improvement committee request that I put in for like upgrading the wiring and the electrical, because in lieu of that, the building commissioner came and inspected the library. So he inspected it and found things that he didn't like. Some of them I was able to fix. We had like some cords that were going up above the drop tiles. We've got some extension cords running around corners. So they would rather there be sockets there so that we're not running extension cords around corners to do the public computers. And all those little old-timey brass sockets that are in the floor are supposed to have little round covers that screw in on the top of them. And they want all those covered. And no one knows, no one recalls ever having seen them. So,
The covers,
yeah, like the little,
like seeing them in the library.
yeah, seeing them, like no one knows what they would look like, or, you know, it's not a matter of them being stashed away somewhere. We've torn the place up, and so
You
they'll have
looked
to be
on eBay?
replaced.
At all?
Oh, well, I'm not going to,
Oh, okay.
I'm proposing,
All
you
right,
know,
yeah, that's
Jeff
fine.
Grenier, we got to do this the town way. So Jeff Grenier has to give us an estimate, which, you know, as long as the trustees approve, you know, that we want to do this to the building, Jeff Grenier is going to get an estimate, and I'm going to take it to FinCom for a reserve fund transfer. So that
Who's Jeff Grenier again?
he's the electrician. He does all the town stuff.
So he's the town electrician. Okay.
So you do.
So I'm waiting on an estimate from him. I would need a motion from the trustees just approving that we do the work, that we put in the two sockets and seal up all those unsealed
Round things.
round things. And there's also like a couple other sockets that they want replaced with tamper-proof sockets, because they're where kids could grab them. So basically, they just want, you know, permission to do all that. If the board approves it, as soon as I get the estimate from Jeff, I can go to the FinCom to try to get them to fund it.
Sounds like not too big of a project.
Well, it's gonna be more than 14,000.
I don't think it will be. I would expect it to be more in the neighborhood of like 2 or 3.
Well, the original stuff that you were looking for,
Yeah, that's different.
so that is not part of this.
That is not part of this. This is just clearing up the issues that were in the letter that the building commissioner wrote to the town administrator. And I sent that to everybody, didn't I?
Yes, yeah.
They want that done before we think about doing anything else with electrical. They want that done immediately. They want it done like right now.
So they weren't concerned about any other things being an immediate safety issue?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, I mean, these are like, you know, code compliance issues, basically. They didn't like do like a thorough evaluation. He did say, you know, he hated the way it looked, a lot of things. And, you know, Kent said he didn't think that it would be an issue getting our, you know, the capital request we put in to update the electrical, because it obviously needs it. But they want this done before July 1st. They want it done before the next fiscal year, so it needs to be, you know, something that they take action on immediately.
So they're not concerned that anything else might catch on fire before?
Not really. They weren't looking for that so much as they were looking for code violations.
It used to be the fire department that did the inspections. And so this is interesting that.
No, the fire department was there. It was
Yeah, I
Kent, the building
remember.
commissioner,
Yeah,
and a handful of other people. There was like half a dozen people.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's good. All right,
Poking that building.
I'll move that we approve that.
Second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
And us.
I'll keep all apprised as to progress.
Yeah.
Library, a safer place.
Alright, other new business.
I have one other thing. Blackstone Library gave us 2 20-pocket magazine shelf end caps. So if you're looking at the picture, it's the second one from the left. It holds 20 magazines. And you know, she sent out like a thing a long time ago and was like, you know, does anyone want these? We're going to take them to the dump. I was like, I want them. So I forgot about it. It's been so long, but you know, she showed up the other day on the way to CMLA and dropped them off. And one is blue and one is tan. And I was like, you know, these are a lot more awesome than I thought they were going to be. Because I was thinking like put them in my office somewhere and just use them for paper sorting. But they would actually go good on the end of the shelves we have in the range. Like right now we keep all of our magazines in front of the circulation desk on the big wooden
Right.
thing that kind of cuts the room in half and you can kind of hide behind it. And if that wasn't there, we could get a table or something to put there next to the printer, because right now people come in to use the printer for the fax. They end up like putting their paper on the floor and kind of using it as a desk. So if we were to get 2 more of these, we could house our entire magazine collection on them, and we could do it in the main stacks area. So they can, like, you can use metal screws to bolt them into the main end caps. So they don't take up that much space. They're not going to make it impossible to get through there. And we could do something else with the big wooden thing, and we could put something else there. If we wanted to pay for this, or if the friends wanted to pay for this, it's $307.97 to get 2 more of them.
Oh, okay, so, blue ones or tan ones?
I figured I would get a blue one and a tan one and alternate it.
Other
Either that or just have them come in and then, you know, spray paint them Patriot blue, like we tend to be doing with everything else.
Oh, yeah.
Well, can you wait until the annual meeting of the Friends?
Yeah, there's no rush right now. They're I just
So
moved
we
them
could
to the
just vote
basement.
on it there, instead of me giving away all their money all the time.
Well, that works. But yeah, that can wait. If each bin represented. First, now I'm looking at
Table that for
thinking
now.
of like thermometer ideas.
Put it on April.
Alright, and
Yeah,
now
let's
the
see what she
books
looks
are
like.
better than
It could be a magazine thermometer.
Yeah.
not ready
You
for
do well-known
policy
magazine
season.
meetings, because those are more memorable, you know, people know
Yeah,
that.
so what is it?
Mhm.
St. Patrick's Day, you're supposed to plant your seeds inside.
We already have some started.
Really?
We actually have a huge hoop house now too, so we have stuff outside planted already,
Wow.
which is great, but it's like, wait, now there's more work to do.
Yeah.
It'll be worth it though. Alright, any other new business? Alright, next meeting is March 24th. And motion to adjourn. All those in favor? Aye.
8:18. So.